The conference room was silent, tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Juno Park stood tall, his dark suit pressed and immaculate, facing the alien delegation that towered over him. The room was circular, with sleek metallic walls that reflected an eerie blue light from the holographic displays surrounding them. Commander Relic, a massive creature with grayscaled skin and 4 muscular arms, looked down at Juno with obvious contempt. His translator device crackled slightly, distorting his deep, rumbling voice. "Humans," he said, each word dripping with condescension, "you dare to challenge the Galactic Confederation's resource extraction policies?" Juno remained calm. Behind him, a simple holographic display showed detailed maps of planetary systems where human colonies had been systematically displaced. Data points flickered: population disruptions, resource depletion, environmental destruction. These weren't just statistics, they represented entire communities torn apart. "We have documentation," Juno began, his voice steady, "of multiple violations of interstellar cooperation protocols. Your mining operations have destroyed 3 colony worlds in the Orion sector. Millions of human settlers have been displaced." The other alien representatives shifted uncomfortably. Some clicked mandibles, others adjusted strange technological devices around their necks. But Commander Relic simply laughed, a sound like grinding metal that echoed through the conference chamber. "Displaced?" Relic mocked. "Your species occupies less than 0.03% of known traversable space. Your technological capabilities are primitive. We are doing you a favor by managing planetary resources efficiently." Juno didn't flinch. He knew exactly what he was doing. Each word was calculated, each piece of evidence meticulously prepared. He activated another holographic display, showing complex economic models and projected environmental impacts. "Efficient?" Juno raised an eyebrow. "Your current extraction methods will render at least 17 planetary systems uninhabitable within the next decade. That's not efficiency. That's systematic destruction." The room grew colder. The alien delegates exchanged glances. Commander Relic's forehands clenched into fists, scales rippling with barely contained anger. "Are you threatening the Galactic Confederation?" Relic's translator made his voice sound like a growl. "No," Juno responded quietly. "We're warning you." Something in Juno's tone made the aliens pause. It wasn't aggression. It was something more dangerous: absolute conviction. The meeting would end shortly after, with no resolution. The alien delegation would leave, laughing about human pretensions. They would discuss over their communication networks how amusing and pathetic human resistance seemed. What they didn't know was that this meeting was just the beginning. Behind the scenes, humanity was preparing. In secret laboratories, in hidden research facilities, in underground complexes scattered across Earth and its colonies, scientists and military strategists were already developing technologies that would change everything. Juno Park knew this. As he watched the alien delegation leave, a subtle smile crossed his face. They believed humans were weak. They believed humans could be ignored. They were about to learn how catastrophically wrong they were. The conference room's doors closed with a soft pneumatic hiss. Outside, Earth continued spinning, unaware that its quiet preparation would soon shake the foundations of galactic civilization. In that moment, the first seeds of a revolution were planted, not with weapons, but with an unbreakable human spirit of resistance and innovation. Deep within a secure underground complex near the Gobi Desert, Dr. Yuna Kim stared intently at holographic data streams. Her team of 47 researchers worked in absolute silence, each focused on their individual screens. The room hummed with the soft sound of advanced computing systems, their blue-white lights casting shadows across concentrated faces. Project Phoenix wasn't just another research initiative. It was humanity's last hope, a secret weapon born from years of careful planning and technological innovation. The project's primary goal was simple yet revolutionary: develop technologies that could neutralize alien technological superiority. Yuna's fingers moved across holographic interfaces, manipulating quantum algorithms that seemed to dance and shift like living entities. Her latest breakthrough involved nanoswarm technology, microscopic machines that could communicate, adapt, and destroy with unprecedented precision. "Look at this," she whispered to her lead assistant, Dae-sung. A three-dimensional model of a nanoswarm appeared, showing how these tiny machines could reconfigure themselves instantaneously. They could penetrate any known shield, adapt to different environments, and communicate through quantum entanglement. The implications were staggering. Traditional weapons became obsolete. These nanoswarms could disable entire spacecraft, disrupt communication networks, and reconstruct themselves faster than any known defensive system could respond. Outside the research complex, the world continued its normal routine. Most humans had no idea about the technological revolution being developed underground. Governments had invested trillions of dollars, brought together the most brilliant minds from every continent, and maintained absolute secrecy. Dae-sung ran another simulation. The nanoswarm model showed it could theoretically disable an entire alien battleship in less than 3.7 seconds. Previous tests had been promising, but this was different. This was perfect. "We're ready," Yuna murmured, more to herself than to anyone else. The team had been working for years, sacrificing personal lives, relationships, and normal human experiences. They understood the stakes. If they failed, humanity would become nothing more than a footnote in galactic history, another species conquered and forgotten. Each researcher wore a special neural interface that allowed them to communicate silently, share data instantaneously, and work with a level of coordination that seemed almost supernatural. Their brains were literally networked, creating a collective intelligence that was greater than any individual. Quantum communication networks were another breakthrough. Traditional communication could be intercepted, jammed, or destroyed. But quantum entanglement communication was different. Information could be transmitted instantaneously, across any distance, without any possibility of interception. A small holographic countdown appeared in the corner of the room. 72 hours until the first full-scale test. The team was calm, almost eerily so. They had prepared for this moment their entire professional lives. Yuna looked around the room. Each person represented humanity's best hope. Mathematicians, physicists, engineers, computer scientists all united under one goal. They weren't just developing weapons. They were developing a message. The message was simple: humanity would not be conquered. Humanity would not be ignored. As the simulation completed, Dae-sung looked up. "We're ready," he said, echoing Yuna's earlier statement. The nanoswarm model pulsed with an inner light, seeming to breathe with potential energy. Millions of microscopic machines, ready to be unleashed. Each one a testament to human ingenuity, each one a potential weapon of unprecedented power. Outside, the desert wind blew. Inside the complex, a technological revolution was about to change everything. Han-Woo Lee studied the holographic star map with intense concentration. His fingers moved silently across the projection, marking potential strike zones with precision that seemed almost supernatural. The military command center was dark, illuminated only by the soft blue glow of advanced computer systems. The alien fleet had become predictable. Years of monitoring their communication networks and movement patterns had revealed critical weaknesses. Han-Woo understood something the aliens never expected: humans could be patient. Devastatingly patient. 3 massive screens displayed simultaneous attack coordinates. Each point represented a critical alien military installation, supply depots, communication hubs, and strategic command centers. The targets were not randomly selected. They were carefully chosen to create maximum disruption with minimum direct confrontation. "Initiate quantum synchronization," Hyun-Woo whispered into his communication device. Across different continents, specialized strike teams prepared. They weren't traditional soldiers. These were hybrid warriors, part technician, part special operations expert, trained specifically for this moment. Each team member wore advanced neural interfaces that allowed instantaneous communication and tactical coordination. The first wave would be silent. No traditional weapons. No explosions. Just pure technological infiltration. Quantum encrypted nanoswarms began their deployment. Millions of microscopic machines, smaller than a human blood cell, started their programmed infiltration. They moved through alien defensive systems like digital ghosts, reconfiguring communication networks, disrupting power grids, and creating systematic chaos. In the Proxima Centauri sector, an alien communication hub suddenly went dark. Then another. And another. The disruptions happened so quickly and precisely that initial reports suggested equipment malfunction rather than an attack. Hyunwoo watched the holographic displays. Each vanishing alien installation represented a strategic victory. No massive explosions. No dramatic space battles. Just calculated, precise destruction. Phase 2, he commanded. Specialized drone squadrons, invisible to traditional scanning technologies, began their approach. These weren't typical military drones. They were living machines, part artificial intelligence, part adaptive technology. They could think, learn, and respond faster than any biological entity. The alien fleet's first realization of true danger came slowly. Communication networks collapsed. Defensive systems became unreliable. Strategic command structures fell into complete disarray. What made the attack truly terrifying was its clinical precision. Humans weren't just attacking. They were systematically dismantling the alien infrastructure with surgical accuracy. Inside alien command vessels, confusion turned to panic. Their supposedly impenetrable systems were being compromised faster than they could respond. Each defensive measure was anticipated, each counter-strategy already neutralized before it could be implemented. Hyunwoo allowed himself a small, controlled smile. This wasn't just a military operation. This was a message. A statement that humanity would no longer be considered insignificant. The strike lasted less than 47 minutes. By the time alien leadership understood what had happened, critical infrastructure across multiple star systems had been compromised. Not destroyed. Compromised. The difference was important. Destruction was messy. Compromise was strategic. Communication intercepts showed growing panic among alien military leadership. Their perfectly structured civilization was experiencing its first true moment of vulnerability. Mission accomplished, Hyunwoo said quietly. The military command center remained silent. No celebrations. No dramatic speeches. Just the soft humming of advanced technologies and the knowledge that everything had changed. Humanity had just demonstrated that they were no longer a species to be ignored. They were a force to be reckoned with. Outside the command center, the world continued its normal routine. Most humans would never know how close they had come to potential extinction. Most would never understand the silent war that had just been fought and won. Hyunwoo Lee turned off the holographic displays. The first strike was complete. And this was just the beginning. Jae Sung Park watched the quantum adaptive system evolve in real time. The artificial intelligence wasn't just processing data, it was learning, breathing, transforming with each millisecond of interaction. Screens around him displayed complex algorithms that shifted like living organisms, changing color and structure faster than human eyes could comprehend. The AI system, nicknamed Phoenix Protocol, represented humanity's most advanced technological achievement. It wasn't just a computer program. It was a living, thinking entity that could predict, adapt, and counter alien technological defenses before they were even implemented. Inside the underground research facility, temperature-controlled rooms housed servers that looked more like biological networks than traditional computing systems. Organic neural networks intertwined with quantum processors, creating a hybrid intelligence that defied conventional understanding. When the first alien counterattack began, Phoenix Protocol was ready. Quantum entanglement communication networks allowed instantaneous data transfer across impossible distances. The AI could simultaneously monitor multiple star systems, predict enemy movements, and develop defensive strategies in microseconds. Alien warships approaching human-controlled territory suddenly found their navigation systems compromised. Communication channels collapsed. Weapon systems became unpredictable. It wasn't destruction. It was complete technological neutralization. Jae-sung watched as the AI developed a new defensive algorithm. What would have taken human researchers years was now accomplished in seconds. The system didn't just respond to threats, it anticipated them, creating adaptive solutions that transformed before the threat could fully manifest. Fascinating, he whispered, watching holographic displays show the AI's decision-making process. The alien technological arsenal, once considered unbeatable, now seemed primitive. Humanity had leapfrogged entire generations of technological development in a matter of months. What the aliens had developed over centuries, humans had surpassed in weeks. Quantum adaptive weapons began their deployment. These weren't traditional missiles or energy weapons. They were intelligence systems that could change their molecular structure, penetrate any known shield, and reconstruct themselves instantaneously. A single weapon could transform from a communication disruptor to a precise surgical tool in milliseconds. Alien military strategists watched in growing horror as their most advanced defensive systems became obsolete. Their shields, developed over thousands of years, were being penetrated like tissue paper. Their communication networks were being read and manipulated faster than they could respond. The true power of Phoenix Protocol wasn't just in its processing speed. It was in its ability to learn, to understand, to predict. Each alien counterattack was not just defended against but used to improve the system's capabilities. Jae-sung realized they had created something beyond a weapon. This was a new form of intelligence. A system that could think, adapt, and evolve faster than any biological entity. Holographic displays showed alien fleet movements being predicted and neutralized before they could even be initiated. Not through brute force, but through intelligent, adaptive strategies that seemed almost supernatural. The research team worked in absolute silence. Each member wore neural interfaces that allowed them to communicate and share data instantaneously. They weren't just watching the AI. They were part of its learning process. As alien technological defenses crumbled, humanity's adaptive systems continued to evolve. Each interaction made the system smarter, faster, more unpredictable. "We're no longer defending," Jae-sung muttered. "We're reshaping the technological landscape of the galaxy." The quantum adaptive system pulsed with an inner light, seeming to breathe with potential energy. Millions of interconnected neural networks, working in perfect harmony, ready to defend, adapt, and transform. Outside the research facility, the world continued its normal routine. Most humans would never understand the technological revolution happening underground. They would never know how close they had come to potential extinction. But they were safe. Not because of traditional weapons, but because of an intelligence that could think faster, adapt quicker, and respond more effectively than any known technological system in the galaxy. Jae-sung smiled. The future had arrived. And it was more incredible than anyone could have imagined. Eun Ji-choi stood at the center of Earth's unified command center, her presence radiating calm determination. The massive holographic display showed the entire galactic battlefield, with alien fleet positions marked in flickering red indicators. Surrounding her, a team of diverse specialists monitored real-time data streams that pulsed with quantum-encrypted information. Commander Relic's communication channel opened a desperate attempt to negotiate. His scaled face appeared distorted, fear replacing the previous arrogance that had defined their earlier encounters. The alien leader's forearms trembled slightly as he spoke. "Humans," Relic stammered, "we can discuss terms of." Eun-ji's hand raised, silencing him. The holographic displays around her told a complete story of total technological domination. Humanity's adaptive AI systems had systematically dismantled the alien confederation's entire military infrastructure in less than 72 hours. The quantum adaptive weapons developed by Project Phoenix had transformed everything. Each alien defensive system was not just defeated but completely reprogrammed. Their most advanced technologies became nothing more than sophisticated paperweights against human innovation. Tactical displays showed how human nanoswarm technologies had penetrated every single alien communication network. Not a single alien vessel remained fully operational. Their entire civilization's technological infrastructure had been neutralized with surgical precision. "Your civilization had a choice," Eun-ji said coldly. You could have negotiated. You could have respected human colonies. Instead, you chose conquest. A holographic battlefield showed the complete collapse of alien military structures. What had once been a powerful confederation now looked like a collection of disabled, drifting vessels. No massive explosions. No dramatic space battles. Just complete technological submission. Quantum communication networks allowed humanity to simultaneously control and monitor every single alien strategic point. Their adaptive AI systems were learning and evolving faster than the aliens could even comprehend their defeat. Commander Relic's communication channel began to destabilize. His image flickered, showing true fear for the first time. The mighty alien leader who had once mocked humanity now looked like a defeated child. How? Relic whispered. How did you develop such technologies? Unji's response was simple. Necessity. Survival. Innovation. The unified command center remained absolutely silent. Each specialist understood the magnitude of what was happening. This wasn't just a military victory. This was a fundamental reshaping of galactic power dynamics. Alien worlds began receiving synchronized transmission. Not declarations of war. Not demands for surrender. Just a simple message: respect. Cooperation. Mutual understanding. The irony was perfect. Humanity had not conquered through traditional warfare. They had conquered through technological superiority and strategic intelligence. Every alien civilization would now understand that humans were not a species to be ignored or underestimated. Holographic displays showed alien leadership systems collapsing. Communication networks shut down. Defensive capabilities neutralized. All without firing a single traditional weapon. Transmission complete, one of the specialists announced. Unji nodded. The message was clear. Humanity would not seek revenge. They would seek understanding. But they would do so from a position of absolute technological dominance. The galactic map on the display slowly transformed. Alien territories that had once looked threatening now appeared vulnerable. Not through destruction. Through complete technological comprehension. Commander Relic's final transmission was a whisper. We understand now. Those 3 words represented more than a surrender. They represented a fundamental shift in how alien civilizations would view humanity forever. Outside the command center, the world continued its normal routine. Most humans would never know how close they had come to potential extinction. Most would never understand the silent war that had just been fought and won. Unji Choi allowed herself a small, controlled smile. The future had arrived. And it was more incredible than anyone could have imagined.